Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man. Today I'm going to talk to you about how crystals work, and this is actually an extremely interesting topic. If you see me looking back a bunch of times, it's because I am not looking to fall down there, so I might be looking back a bunch. It's kind of pretty. You guys really do like this beach spot, so I'll continue to make videos from this spot. The sun is going down right now, so I might be moving around a little bit. And this is a very busy beach spot, but how do crystals work? You know, I've made videos about this in the past before, but I'll continue to keep making videos because it really helps people. Especially when the new videos have new crystal knowledge and updated information, and the information on crystals continues to evolve, it continues to acclimate, it continues to grow. With crystals, how do they work? I'm gonna actually talk about how plants work, and it's really interesting. Now, this is super interesting. How do plants work? Plants have spirits in them. It's a different kind of spirit. Let me talk about it in this perspective. So, there's something called Plant Wave out there, which I said I wouldn't say any brands or any names, nothing being sponsored, but you never know. But Plant Wave is actually something you hook up to a plant and it helps you hear the vibrations of a plant. Outside of that, science talks about that, oh, this is a new side of Labradorite you guys haven't seen. The gray side. Interesting, I just saw that on camera. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. But with plants, they have spirits. They're sentient. Science has told us this, and this is not new to people who work with roots and herbs and essences and pieces of nature. So now science is just finding out that, oh, these plants are alive. They can tell when they're about to be burned. They have different frequencies they put off when they're being watered. They like certain people. They don't like certain people. Plants, the creator is extremely, and everything he has made, everything is good through him. God makes everything and he knows what he's doing when he makes things. We are actually very behind. We humans like to think they know absolutely everything. God is extremely advanced in a way that we can't comprehend. That's part of being a human. Understanding that we can't comprehend with anything that he makes fully. It's beautiful, but there's things about stuff that we'll never figure out fully. We can do our best, and that's that. But with plants, because I'll talk about how this relates to crystals in a second, plants have essences. Plants have vibrations that you can use. So basically, rosemary is a plant that is very empowering. It helps people sleep. Rosemary is very good for the skin. But if you understand the plant spirit energies of rosemary, rosemary as a plant spirit is an empowerer. It brings empowerment to every area, especially to the divine feminine. Rosemary in particular just is a very strong herb. It has the energies of being very powerful. So when you use rosemary for your skin, rosemary on your skin is going to make your skin strong. Why does rosemary make your skin stronger? It will help you sleep better. Because one, it defends against psychic attacks. Keep in mind, this is rosemary you can think of as the divine feminine as a plant. It's like basically Beyonce energy. It's like, hey, I'm in charge here. So the same thing goes on with you trying to get sleep and people sending you psychic attack. If you put rosemary in your pillow, it's going to help you sleep. But you can actually incorporate crystals and herbs together because it makes each other's job easier and it does the job much better. Now, how does a crystal work? I do have to say this, and people might not like it, but crystals are smarter than plants. They are more like a technology, and they have more of an advanced spirit, more of an angelic spirit versus plants. Plants have more of an earthen energy, while crystals have the energy of the heavens. Crystals are they're like almost, I'm not gonna say they're robotic, but they work like a technology. If they are to be a spirit, because some crystals over other crystals have more automatic energies versus some of them have like an ancestral energy. For example, desert rose. When certain native cultures, certain native tribes would see desert rose appear, that is the ancestor of that person sending them the crystal forming on the other side, and when they pick it up and they use the desert rose as a charm, it actually ties them to that ancestor, to that land. And I've talked about in my past video about how the energy of the land will go into a crystal. That's everything. That is absolutely everything. That is why when you get a crystal from the Himalayan mountains, it's different from when you get a crystal from Brazil. Even if it's clear quartz, the energies are that much different. Now, and I'm gonna keep looking back because this is cool. This is really cool. This might be my new video spot. This is pretty awesome. There's actually not as many people here as I thought. But with crystals, they're sentient. It's more like a technology than it is a spirit. And I've seen different people interpret this, but every crystal has its own mind. Every crystal is completely different. I'm gonna say, and some crystals, if they were a spirit or if they were a certain being or a certain energy, some of them are just cuckoo. Like malachite, for example, is like, haha, let's get this blockage out, let's rip it out. Obsidian's like, haha, let's get this block, let's scream before we rip this blockage out. And for the people who have gotten malachite or obsidian as a necklace from FloridaStoneman.com, because I guarantee my products are real and they're the best quality, they're high quality, and they're very good. And I'm getting in the habit of talking about them more on my YouTube channel now, which is awesome. Because I always have forgotten in the past, but now I'm making it a habit to keep bringing up that I have a website. Because I don't like seeing people in my YouTube comments be like, where can I get crystal jewelry? I'm like, oh no, I didn't say my FloridaStoneman.com in the video. But if these crystals are in fact spirits, which I believe they're more angelic spirits / like technology, like they're very advanced. They work for light. They work for nothing but good. You can't use crystals for bad. And that's another reason I'm convinced that they're just angelic spirits. Because the thing about herbs, and you see this online, black magic practitioners, people will use herbs for bad, but they're used for good. Essentially, in the end, the herb's energy is going back to the person who, and I'm thinking about it, this is more of a plant and crystal spirit herb video. And some people get turned off or scared by the word spirits. You have more to go through than this channel if you want to learn about spirits. That's for you to learn because I teach advanced spirituality. But when I say spirit, you're a spirit. If you're watching this video right now, you're a spirit inside flesh. How about that? Same thing with plants. Plants are inside the flesh of a plant because when we eat plants, we're eating the flesh of a plant. Spirit. Inside of a dog or a cat or a cow. There's a spirit. There's a sentient being. There's an energetic life form. People say dogs don't have spirits. For every person who has ever heard talk about dogs or animals not having spirits, they've had some kind of personality traits that go under certain categories. That's all I will say. But that was very broad but specific. When it comes to plants, people can abuse plants. And back to my point, essentially that's really good because it's not good for whoever's on the other side, but most likely, and what happens anyway, is the energy that the plant was going to hurt the other person actually goes back to the person who sent the energy to the plant to hurt the person to teach them a lesson to help them become better. So yeah, everything you send out, everything you put out returns to you. I don't know, that's one thing I don't understand how people don't get. Like, the energy you put out is the energy you receive. No, that's not true. And then people will have really, really, really simplistic answers. Even with the word you put out, anything you speak, when you think something, it comes back to you. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't come back to you. Get in the habit of getting a pitch bell. You can get these off Amazon. You put it next to your desk or wherever you talk to the most. Whoever you talk to the most, or wherever you talk the most, let's just say you're at your desk. That's where you use most of your time. You're gonna notice that when you talk, it rings the pitch bell sometimes. That's your vibration going out into the world to bring you back more of whatever you just said, believed, etc. Now, when it comes to crystal spirits, you can't abuse them. People have tried, but the thing is, for people who I've seen use crystals to hurt other people, they're actually not hurting other people. The crystals are getting fully exhausted to heal the person from hurting themselves, and it does its best. I just got splashed. The crystal does its best to heal that person of why they're dark in the first place. Oh, that's pretty cool. But the thing is, the crystal is trying to help the person, but it's not working for the person. It's like trying to use oil to clean water. The two don't blend, and it doesn't make sense. So people trying to use crystals to do evil, it doesn't work. Unless you're throwing the actual crystal at someone, At that point, you're just throwing stones. You're not doing anything spiritual, but just hurting yourself, because that's a charge. That's an assault charge. That's the only way that people can hurt other people with crystals, is by throwing them at them. And like I said, that's an assault charge. Okay? And, you know, some people even do that. But when it comes to crystals and crystal spirits and herb spirits, the herb spirits are more, like I said, of the earth, of the lands, and the crystals are more of the heavens. In the heavens, there are lots of crystals. Let's just say there's a lot of crystals in the heavens. A lot. In the Bible, it talks about it, but that's a sum of this video. It's very simple. It's like, for people to understand that these crystals are conscious, they're thinking, they're sentient. I'm going to give you another example. When you have an herb, and crystals will always do more thinking than herbs, especially the more hot ones like obsidian or malachite, especially malachite. But the thing with herbs, woohoo, almost got splashed again. I mean, there's a beach wall right here. You guys can't see. It's kind of like a doom. I go down there, I go down there. So I'm going to start moving. But with crystals are very easy to use. You don't have to put your intention into a crystal for it to be used. You don't have to put your intention into a crystal for it to be used. But you should. You absolutely should. It makes it clear. There's universal laws behind it. It declares the intention you're trying to, basically, the intention you're stating is what your angels can help you with. And you've made it nice and clear by putting your intentions into that crystal. When it comes to herbs and intentions, you don't put your intention into an herb, they're not doing much. Some herbs are smart. Some herbs are smart like crystals. One of them being castor oil. Or castor bean, not castor oil. The oil is not smart. The castor bean, it works like a crystal. What? Yeah, some herbs work like crystals. Castor bean absorbs the evil eye. It redirects negative energies and it prevents it from hitting you. People who live in Africa, they tell me, they say, oh, in Africa we have this by in our backyard. We put this in our pocket before going into the workplace or before we conduct our daily routines, because when the evil eye is sent towards us, it goes to the castor bean and we throw it out. So they're like crystals, but not like crystals at the same time. Although if you take the castor bean and you leave it out in the sunlight, it cleanses and recharges it, so it's kind of like a crystal. What's another example? Horse chestnut or buckeye works like a crystal. Most people don't know that. It works like citrine. It works like a money crystal. It actually helps its user. It helps with the root and solar plexus chakras, and it helps its user feel more happy, more like they can endure. Now, this is only if it's whole. I hope you guys are getting the trend. Certain beans, some beans. What else is another one? There are some beans that do work like crystals, like exactly like crystals, but they're not. It's kind of like a step down from a crystal, but its energies can be used like it. But that's just another example. So citrine can bring money because it's of the solar plexus and root chakras. It helps ground you. It helps bring abundance towards you. It helps absorb the energies of abundance, and it helps with connections to that frequency. Pretty much. I forgot to look behind me, but now crystals, are there dumb crystals? Rocks, like actual rocks on the ground, that's pretty much it. Bricks, like the very simplistic non-crystalline crystals, are on the side of being closer to inanimate objects or not crystals. I hope you guys are getting the trend. So the next time you pick up a crystal, the crystal's doing something that you can't see to help you. Woohoo! I'm getting a little close here. I hope this isn't entertaining for the people at home, because some of these waves will be like, oh, crystals, an offering. Because some of you guys in the past videos have been like, oh, if you get in the water of the oceans are gonna think you're an offering stone, man. I'm like, oh, well, it's starting to look like they're trying to reach for the offering, but that's the sum of this video. It's to get you guys thinking. These crystals are conscious and sentient. With herbs, not so much. That's why you have to do so much stuff with herbs manually. So one crystal in your house, when you just have it on your table, we'll be doing a whole bunch. Stuff you can't even see. But an herb on your table, like rosemary, won't be doing too much. If it's a live rosemary, if it's, this is a good point to make. If the plant is living, it does more sentient things because it's alive. So when you have an aloe plant by your window or a cactus plant by your window, it's stopping psychic attacks. Now, this is a real cool video to get you guys thinking. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.